Now as you guys can see, the Linux version is quite broken. You cannot navigate through the months. Previous months does not work. Next month does not work. Current month does not work. On the current Windows version, the actual working version, there will be a month display here, which the Linux version does not have. Let's say if we want to create an event, today is November the 12th. Let's say we want to create an event on November the 15th. So November the 15th, and then we say Frederic title. This is just for demo description. Just for demo purposes, tag 1, tag 2, 3. Submit. And we can see that it does not show up on November the 15th. Even though the tags 1, 2, 3 shows up, it does not show up here. So yeah, this is the Windows equivalent of the same application, of the literal same code. As you can see, everything works as expected. Previous month, October 2021, September. The current month brings us back to November because it is November the 12th. Next month, December 2021. If we press next month again, it'll bring you to 2022. And it'll keep going, so on and so forth. So let's say we want to create an event on the 15th, just like a Linux example. We're able to do that. So today we can just say November the 15th, Frederic, title, Windows, Windows, description, tags again, tag X, tag Y, tag Z, very high importance, submit. And as you can see, it shows up here, like what it's supposed to do. When you view it, you're able to view the tags, the day, and the importance level, and also the description and the title. You're able to edit it, so you're able to change any of the information, and it will work as expected. And the tag X, tag Y, tag Z also show up here. And as you can see, this also displays properly. So clearly the Windows version is much more complete than the Linux because several libraries does not support Linux. So Linux also has one critical flaw, is that we're not actually able to log in. So I'll show what I mean here. As you can see, I'm able to access this section of the website because it does not require any authentication. The home page shows up as intended, just like this, just like Windows. But when I sign in, I have a pre-made account, so don't waste your time. 123gmail.com. The password is 123. When I sign in, it will say database.file is not a function. This is because the latest version of Passport is not cross-platform, so it does not work. To fix this, we have to go to the package.json and go back to a previous version where it does support both Windows, Mac, and Linux. I will show you what it looks like on Windows, so you know the expected behavior. So this is our app on Windows, as you can see. I'm currently logged in, so I'll log back out. To make things simple, I'll go back to the home page. Just like on Linux, we're able to access this site, this home page. Sign in. I'll use the same preset account, gmail.com, password 123, submit, and I don't get that error. One of the first things that we have to do is create an EC2 instance. Nothing fancy, just EC2 instance on basic setting is okay. This will be the security group. We will need access to port 3001 because that is the port of the application. Port 22 just to be able to SSH and configure any settings that we would need, if any. And then we would also create a load balancer to redirect the traffic. So this is the settings of our VPC. It is across many availability zones, so if one zone goes down, the other can pick up where it left off. This is the VPC settings. And as you can see, the load balancer has been successfully set up. We visit the URL and we are greeted with the login page. This is what we should see. It is important to note that the web application is actually hosted on Linux because Amazon EC2 is Linux. We're just accessing it on a Chromium-based website. on Windows, but the server itself is Linux. We're also able to view the home page and log in. So as you can see, all the events are showing up properly. And we're able to select a specific event and view more specific details about it. As you can see, we're able to edit the event, and we have the same functionality as a local machine. So now I'll walk you through the storage for the web application. Back then we put everything in a plain text file, but it was very messy. It was clean because there was only one user, but when we created more than one user to test, the file got cluttered really quickly, so we converted to a JSON format. ID, name, email, password, events, like this. So how this works, how it actually writes to it is in the index.js. Oh, sorry, no, not in the index.js. It's in the controller, event controller. So when a user creates an event, all of the information is detailed here to be written to the .json file. It also checks how many existing users are in there, so right, it doesn't like keep, it doesn't, you know, the level doesn't keep increasing, like keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. If it's like users, it will have its own separate level to not mix and match, for example here. Yeah. And the web server that we use for this web application is express.js. Why we chose Express and not something like Python, Flask, or Django was because this was actually from a previous course. So the instructor kind of gave us like a very bare bones code that we have to kind of complete functions. Like he gave us maybe the create, the delete, and that was like kind of half working. So we have to fix it ourselves and kind of add more features ourselves. So we kind of like were just given, like we were kind of just made to use express.js, and because we use Express, every function that we did, like the actual features that we did here, let's say when we want to create an event, like when we create a title, description, tags, everything, every function, and every feature is written in Node.js. If you press view here, this is Node.js. Everything is Node.js. Even the search bar is Node.js. So this will return everything that's in the substring. So, every string that contains this substring. We press search, and it will show up. You're also able to clear the filter, but also able to, if you want one with low importance per se, it will filter to only display low importance. The tags, the date, they're quite self-explanatory. I'll create one on, let's say, November the 16th to do a quick demo. Let's say November 16, 2021. Test demo description, enter tags. Frederic is my instructor. November 16. Let's say high importance. As you can see, it displays here, so users are able to click and view the tags, details, the title, which I have set it to as November 16, 2021. High importance, we're able to edit it, for example, demo description edited, everything is still the same, submit, and yeah. So what I'm trying to get at here is that everything you see here is in Node.js. Yeah, it's also important to mention that some libraries were not working with Linux for the NPM libraries. I had to find a Linux equivalent to fix them. Thankfully, most of the errors were quite easily searchable, so I was able to quickly find a solution on Stack Overflow to resolve the issue.